Hi guys, today we're gonna flush out a wall good for tiling. As we know, we need to get the walls within tolerance, 3mm over 2 meters, and as we can see on this wall, using my feather edge, it's way out. Big dip in the wall over at one side. Now what I sometimes do when I'm doing these jobs, if it's just a minimal area to flush out, I will do it freehand using my plasterer's derby once I've got my gear stroke render on the wall. So as you can see, we've got 4 spots that have been put on the wall nice and plumb, so we can create 2 rails. Once they're set, we can then fill in the centre and we've got a nice flat wall within tolerance. Right guys, so we're ready to fill in our render between the 2 spots. I've got my BAL Quickset Render mixed on my hawk and trowel. Now what I like to do is put the first coat quite tight and then my second coat a bit thicker. If you try to go on too thick with your first coat, then what happens is it can slump to the floor. So tight. And the second coat, you can get the thickness on. Just make sure that we've got the correct thickness on there, so when we pull our straight edge down, we're taking off the excess. Right guys, so we've filled in between our 2 spots. Now we get a straight edge, you could use a feather edge. In this instance, because it's only a small area, I'm going to use a derby. And all we're going to do is, between the 2 spots, we're gonna the derby on and simply shuggle. The shuggle's important, and pull across. There we go. You can see we've got some excess on there. Get rid of that. So I've done it one way, then I'm going to finish off the opposite direction. Same process, shuggle, and there we go, easy as that. And as you can see, what we've created there is a plumb strip of render ready for the second process. Got a little bit at the top I'm just going to catch actually. 2 seconds. And there we go. Now I'm going to go away and clean all my kit down, very important part of the job, and wait for the next stage. Okay guys, so as we can see, we've got a nice plumb rail ready to fill in both sides of the wall. So I've mixed my render up. ready to go. Let's get started. Okay guys, so we've filled in the area in between the two strips. Now we're going to get our feather edge and we're going to working our way up. Simply pull off any render. Okay. Now what you're going to find is you're going to see the hollow points where there hasn't been enough adhesive on the wall that you need to go back over and fill in and repeat the first process. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. So I've got a hollow point here, here, and here, up here mainly. So let's do that. So once again, starting from the bottom, oh, can you see I've got a wee hollow point down there. I'm just going to fill that in while I'm here. So starting from the bottom and just back up again. A little bit better. Do this maybe 2 or 3, 4 times. 2 or 3 more times and then you should be there. So I'm just going to persist with this for another 10 minutes and then we'll get on to the next stage. Okay guys, so there's the first part done. We've filled in between the rails with our feather edge and we've got a nice flat background. Now you can see there's a couple of wee imperfections here. And we're not too fussed about that, we're tiling it at the end of the day. But I am going to show you how to float it a little bit, okay? And we can get rid of some imperfections if you really want to. But this is how you make your backgrounds nice and flat. Okay, you can see we've yet to fill in the very corners. Once this middle section starts setting, which should be in about, with this product, in about an hour, we'll be able to fill in the sides, and then using the center as a straight edge as a guide, we should be able to fill in the two sides left and right, and that's it complete. But guys, one important tool that I like to have with me when I'm doing these applications is a scratcher. Okay. Now this is mega handy when you get further on, when it's starting to dry and you've got high points. And what you can do is with this is scratch the high points away. I usually get them at the bottom, and just going to run it across a couple of times. Happy with that? Alright guys, so that concludes our demonstration on rendering a wall flat for tiling, and as you can see it's all finished off, finished into the corners. That process took us this morning 3 hours. Now we didn't spend a whole 3 hours on this. Obviously we were in between the drying times, we were cracking on with a bit of tiling, doing bits and bobs. So it's a process, you know, you do one stage, you crack on with a bit of tiling, you come back to it, etc. And that's the way it goes. But as you can see, nice and flat, ready for tiling, and we'll be back to it on Monday morning. I'd like to give a shout out to BAL Technical for supplying the Quickset Render. Okay, James Ailstone's at BAL Technical. And as you can see, a little bit of information on this product. It's ideal for tilers. We can tile backgrounds and we can render the backgrounds and be tiling them in the same day if you really want to. It's a pre-blended, poly-modified render for rapid setting applications. So as I say, this process took us 3 hours all in all, which is no time at all. And anybody who's got any experience working with traditional renders, you know, sand, cement, a bit of lime, a bit of plasticizer, will know that the drying times are much greater than that, so they're not really ideal for us working with those products. Also, before we conclude, I'd like to give a big shout out to CT Dean Seafield for the trade day and supplying us with the hoodies. Cheers guys, tune in for the next video.